Season 1 of Notebook on Cities and Culture is brought to you by Carl Haley, Daniel Murphy, and Douglas Dollars, who reminds you to be present, be loving, and that life moves really fast.
Going to the 99-cent store, which is the La Tierra 99-cent only store, and we're stuck in a traffic jam. So we've started our conversation on the road.
It's a multi-location episode. Now, tell me, where does this 99-cent store, this La Tierra 99-cent only store, rank in your hierarchy? What are its strengths?
Its strengths are they have a great clientele. It's kind of South LA, so if you go on a Sunday, you will not believe the people dressed up right out of church.
Oh yes,
in beige leisure suits, and then the wife or the girlfriend is wearing the same color with big brimmed hats. It's like you go there on a Sunday and everyone is leaving church or just out of church or maybe going to church. I don't know. But the characters
Church
are
has
fantastic.
Got to be involved, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic, And the other main thing about the La Tierra 99-cent only store is they have a great selection of booze.
Oh, really? Booze?
Yeah, it's you can get right now. They have a great sale on 24 ounces of Evil Eye beer.
Evil Eye beer.
I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. I went there and I went, I got to try this out. 99 cents, 24 ouncer. That's a great deal. So that's, and the other main thing they have there that's really good, they have a lot of good produce. I get a lot of asparagus, fresh asparagus. I get blueberries. I get strawberries. I get, just a lot of fresh produce. You'd be surprised. Produce and booze and people watching. That's the great thing about the La Tierra 99-cent only store. 3 essentials of life: produce, booze, people watching. We're moving. Now we're moving. It is Notebook on Cities and Culture. I'm Colin Marshall. It's a rare privilege today on this show. In the world of Los Angeles food blogging, a rare privilege. I am being driven to the 99-cent store, the local 99-cent store of Billy Vasquez, the 99-cent chef. You might know his blog from his recipes that create dishes you wouldn't expect could be made out of 99-cent store ingredients. And if you're not in Los Angeles or Southern California or certain parts of Texas, you might not know that these are particular 99-cent stores. I think of it as their color scheme is the purple, white, and blue. I mean, they're distinctive. This is 99-cent only. It's a specific chain, right? It's been here in LA for 25 years. It started here. Just think of, wherever you're at, if you have a local dollar store, imagine the dollar store on steroids. It's like, about 10 times the content. They just have incredible stuff there. So, I got to frequent it. We're getting close.
Excellent, yes. We're passing by Pan's Coffee Shop.
We're going past Pan's. It's that Googie architecture. It's like one of the most beautiful 50s diners in LA.
Right,
right
listeners.
down the street from it.
If you think mid-century space-age Southern California architecture, that's Googie. Would you agree? How would you describe it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like a lot of sharp angles, and they put gravel on the roof.
Oh, gravel on the roof. Yes, that's part of it. Now you have logged how many years as an Angelino?
37.
37 years. And what brought you here initially?
Well, I came out here because I got into film. And I was in a place called Earlez, Texas. It's between Dallas and Fort Worth. They were opening a video production college there, or they were going to start teaching that stuff. But it was a few years away. I'd read about it. I went, you know what? I'm 21 years old. I can't wait. I'm just going to pack up my bags and move to Los Angeles. And that's what I did. I piled it all into a pickup truck with a little camper on it. I drove out here on the 10, I didn't know where I was going. I stayed on the 10, and I ended up on in Venice Beach.
Oh, yes.
You get off on the 10, and you're right there. You're on the beach. And for the first 2 weeks, I lived on the beach in my little camper van, or my camper pickup.
Venice Beach in the mid-70s had to seem pretty cool. That you get there, you're like, this is different than what I've known, right? Or how'd you feel?
You could park on the beach for free.
Oh, yes.
But you would have to move during the day because, but you could camp there overnight, no problem. I got like a little cooking stove to cook on, and those were my first meals in LA. Was on a little cooking stove in the back of my
nice
vehicle.
Frugal cooking, but delicious, I'm sure, no doubt. I can see the bright lights of the 99-cent store right there. It's more of a green, purple, blue, and white color scheme. Do you know why it's so bright in these stores? It seems always very brightly lit in 99 cents only.
Yeah, but that's any store.
Oh, really?
All grocery stores are that way. You have to see the product. That's number one.
Right.
It's about commerce.
And here we are crossing the threshold into the 99 cents only store. So where do you head first?
I always go to the dairy area.
Oh, the dairy area. Okay. Why there first?
Yogurt and eggs and 2% low-fat milk.
Fair enough.
So here we go. You're loaded. We have eggs. You see yogurt.
At what point do the ideas just start coming into your mind? I see whipping cream down here.
Yeah, that's like a pasta with cream sauce.
Okay.
Right away.
There's some chorizo and slices there.
Yeah. That would be a good, chorizo. You can put that in like a 3-bean salad or something.
You've made good use of chorizo on the 99 Cent Chef blog. Why is there so much good chorizo at these stores?
Well, they have a vegetarian chorizo. They have Hormel cured chorizo, and it just has a good flavor, so I like to use it, compared to salami.
Right, sure.
Here, let me show you this.
We've approached the meats.
And then the cheese. I also look for the cheese.
Meats and cheese. What meats do you like to work with here other than chorizo?
Well, what I've had good recently is Louisiana-style Hoffy sausage.
Right,
it's really good, very spicy.
It's brightly colored.
Yeah, very good. This is Mexican queso fresco.
Oh, I love queso fresco. Very useful.
A good disc. This is bigger than a hockey puck. 99 cents or 99.99 cents.
Oh, there's a technicality there.
No longer.
Why did that happen? Do you know the details there?
They got to raise prices. They got to. The gas. I think the price of gas has forced them to come up 1 penny.
Right. I see is asparagus there. Is that something that you wouldn't have found 10 years ago at these 99 cents only stores?
You wouldn't have found this. But this is like within the last 5-10 years, or actually I think like within the last 5 years, I've started carrying asparagus, packages of spinach.
What kind of asparagus dish might you make here if you were just seeing this abundant pile of asparagus? I mean, where does your mind go?
Well, I would put some olive oil on it and roast it in the oven for about 15 minutes. Oh, here you go. This is a new thing that started carrying lately. Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. Hear that crackle, audience.
Yeah. I just made a dish last night with my first bag of a 1-pound bag. They sell for 99.99 cents here.
Naturally. Now, how much?
Here you go. Look at this.
Oh, mushrooms.
Portobello mushrooms. We got 2 nice sized ones, 5 ounces.
What would you make with that?
Actually, I got it on the cooking channel because of a portobello dish that I created. It was portobello crab rockefeller.
Portobello crab rockefeller. Now, what did you have to do to make that?
Well, you get a can of crab, which costs, which I got here. They might not be selling it now, but I got a can of crab. You take the portobello mushroom. You take out the stem. You scrape out some of the gill. You make a cream sauce with that whipping cream that you saw.
Right.
You mix in the crab with it, and then you pour that into the upside down cap. It's like a bowl, then you put cheese on it, and boom, you have a great. That's my portobello crab rocket. Oh, no, actually, and the other main ingredient was spinach. I sautéed spinach, and so you have cream sauce with spinach, crab, and melted cheese.
Right. I was looking at pictures of that today, listeners, and it's kind of unreal that. I mean, it never stops surprising people, does it? You make a dish, and do you surprise them with all this came from the 99-cent store still? Is that still a move you pull just to see the look on people's faces?
Now the cat's out of the bag, so they know, that right away they're suspicious. When I cook something, right away they'll go, did you get this from the 99-cent only store? And I'll go, you got me.
Yeah.
What can I say?
You went public with it, These are you lose the ability to shock.
Okay, here you go.
What have we there?
Artisan Boston lettuce. Artisan.
Useful.
Artisan.
Here
we go.
Okay, we're seeing the beers.
Look at this.
Beer?
24 ounces.
Beer 30 ice?
Beer 30 ice.
Have you tried
24
that?
ounces. Yes, I have. It's
Any
quite
good?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's fine.
It'll
get you there.
It'll get you where you're going.
Okay, here you go. This is German. Heiniger. 16 ounces.
Right next to, I see these mallow bites. These also German chocolate cake. Have you tried these? It looks like they're covered in a layer. This is an illustration here. There's a lot of stuff at the 99-cent store. You wonder kind of why it exists. A lot of useful stuff like asparagus and queso fresco. But is there this divide like strange products versus very useful products that you'd be a fool not to buy for 99 cents? Does that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm open to it. To try most anything, not everything, but most anything.
I like that kind of faux Heineken design on that. You see some fascinating design choices here, don't you?
Castello, never heard of it. Where's it from? This is Castello beer, a product of Italy. It's from Italy.
Fair enough.
Foreign beer. And this is 59 cents.
Oh, so some things are cheaper.
Yes, yeah. You get cheaper stuff there.
No more than 99 cents, but sometimes less.
99.99 cents.
Of course. I gotta stay to the line.
I got an email from the 99-cent only store people one time, and I had written that, oh yeah, I got this for 99 cents, and they went, excuse me, but everything here now costs 99.99 cents. So please change your blog post there. And I said, no problem.
You got to be the 99.99-cent chef now. Listeners are going to want to know. They'll probably be wondering already, when did the 99-cent only company first reach out to you and say, hey, we noticed what you're doing?
When I showed up at their place with NBC. That's the only time they noticed me.
Right.
You got to
major
come here
network
with heavy...
We're standing by the bread, too. What kind of bread possibilities arise for a recipe when you look at what they offer here?
Sourdough. This is a great bread. You can make some good picnic sandwiches with that.
Oh, yes.
We went to an Amy Mann concert at Marina Del Rey Park. It was a free concert. And I made a bunch of sandwiches with some good bread from here. I got some sourdough. I got some Russian black bread.
Right.
Made some cucumber sandwiches.
Yes, very classy looking, as I recall.
Yeah.
Crustless and all.
Yeah. I went, and I did a whole blog post about it. So yeah, you can get some great bread here, and good sandwich stuff.
You made a Cuban sandwich as well with a certain kind of roll you wouldn't expect to use in that, right?
Yeah, I mean you use a French roll when you do a Cuban sandwich. I mean. Not a real Cuban sandwich. You would use Cuban bread,
right?
But
Close enough.
You got to change the recipe a little bit to make it 99 cents.
Would I be correct in saying the main skill of turning oneself into a 99-cent chef is knowing how to substitute?
Yes, yeah. You're never going to follow a recipe exactly. So everything I do, I kind of consider it an original recipe because I can never find the same ingredients from a recipe for the price that they pay.
Right.
So I have to substitute. That just comes with the territory.
Whatever reliable substitution items can we see around here? Like what do you find yourself going back to sub in for more expensive ingredients?
Okay, here we go.
We've entered hot sauce territory. That's my favorite. Jamaican jerk barbecue sauce.
Now, see, I would pick up some of this.
Have you used that before?
No, this is new. This is a new ingredient. This looks very good.
What do you think you could do with that, with other 99-cent ingredients?
Let's see. Buy some chicken breast. Put that on it, throw it in the oven, or throw it on the grill.
Right.
That's good. And I use this a lot, breadcrumbs.
Yes,
Plain,
good old can of breadcrumbs.
yeah, plain Italian style. This is a big old giant cardboard container of it. 99.99 cents. Great deal. I use it a lot.
Were you shopping at 99-cent only stores from the very beginning of your time in Los Angeles? You know, after putting away the grill for a moment, when you got settled in here, was it from day one you were shopping for the beans and other things they had at the beginning, or when did this really become part of your routine?
I'm a small town city boy, or small town boy. Come from a small town, so I'm just used to shopping at regular at regular markets,
Right.
regular grocery stores. So, you know, and also when this place first came out, there wasn't a great selection. So I can't say that, you know, I immediately glommed onto this place. It was part of my travels when you go from, you know, the grocery store you pass by here. Okay, you figure out a few good deals that you find here, and you'll keep coming back, and then as you come back for those regular deals, you'll find something else, and then it took a while for them to come up to speed and get really good stuff. So I can't say that this was a major shopping destination when I first got to LA, because there wasn't much.
Right. But now, you know, you can invent dishes on the regular from what you find here. I mean, I'm seeing a lot. What catches your eye here? There's a wall of spices back there. There's ramen noodles there. What do you look around and see as particularly fascinating, possibly usable around us?
I use a lot of tomato sauce, like whole tomatoes, crushed tomatoes.
2 for 99 cents only.
Yeah. You know, I use those a lot. You know, they have a lot of great condiments. You know, they actually sell olive oil here. I use that a lot. Soy sauce, that's a base to a lot of stir fry recipes. Further down, there's a big selection of pasta. So of course, you know, you go there.
Right.
There's a lot of canned fish that I've been cooking with lately, like canned sardines and tomato sauce. That's a really great base to a pasta sauce. You know, just open up a can, dump it in, a little bit of olive oil. You can throw in a little bit of sautéed onion. It's perfect. You know, and it doesn't take you any time to do it. Whenever the pasta's ready, it takes like 10 minutes to heat up the canned sardines and tomato sauce. It's a good combination. Let's go take a walk. Let's see.
Lead the way.
Organic garbanzo beans.
And pennies.
Yeah, I've used this a lot for hummus.
Oh, sure.
It's a great base for hummus. It's good in a salad.
You can get pretty, as I recall from reading your posts, I mean, you can extend pretty far out into the world in terms of culinary traditions, right? You mentioned hummus, but you've touched on many another country as far as where you're drawing inspiration from, and that you can execute with the ingredients here, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of Mexican dishes. You know, you got pinto beans, you got enchilada sauce here, you got, and you know, they sell tortillas, you know, around the corner. So there's a lot of Latin dishes. Black beans, it's right here, organic black beans. So you can, you know, do a lot. You know, I did a whole month of Cuban cuisine one time, and you can actually buy canned black beans, or you can buy dried black beans here. So, you know, there's a lot, you know, you got the basis to a lot of, and they also sell plantains from time to time.
Plantains. How often do you get plantain here?
For a while, they were carrying them like all the time. So it's, you know, the thing with the store, a lot of the ingredients come and go. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. When they're here, you jump on it.
Stock up.
You know, you stock up. But I've seen plantains here a lot. But I also go to other markets. I'll go to local Latin markets, which have great deals on chicken and plantains and chilies. And so, you know, this is the only place I go to find inexpensive ingredients to cook with.
Right. Let's see what else we got around here. Now my curiosity is so fired up about what I can find.
Black olives. You know,
many uses.
You know, pasta sauce, salads. Okay, crushed garlic. You know,
little jars of crushed garlic.
That's the base there. You know, any type of sautéing of veggies or meat that you do, you know, throw in some crushed garlic.
And we're in, what are we in, bean country?
Okay. Yeah, here you go. Sandwiches, German mustard, great on sandwiches. Put a little bit of honey in it. You got a honey mustard?
No doubt.
Oh, look at this. This is really great.
What do we have here?
Antica pasta de Granano.
Spaghettini.
The product of Italy. This is actual Italian pasta they're selling here. This is fantastic. I would get about 4 packages of this.
You got to do a post of Italian pasta, Italian beer over there that we saw.
Yeah,
Italy month.
That's a sauce. Beer into the sauce. There you go.
Fair
Penne,
enough.
real Italian penne, dried pasta. This is a great deal. Brown rice, lentils. I have a dish coming up, India dish with lentils. And the main thing that you do with you can't get a curry powder here, but you can get cumin, which is about 75% of your typical curry sauce. You know,
really?
If you just use powdered
Mainly
cumin.
that.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You can also get cinnamon. You can get a few other spices mixed with it. But you got lentils, so you can make a great vegetarian. You got carrots over there. Put it all together. You have a great India-style lentil and carrot.
I see. Yeah, and there's a lot of simplification you can really get away with, isn't there?
There we go. Here's all our canned fish and seafood. Here's your sardines. Lightly
A
smoked.
lot of sardines, a lot of clams, tuna, ham.
This one is in Louisiana hot sauce. I haven't tried this one yet, but one day I will.
And of course, you have a background of Louisiana-type cooking, don't you?
Yeah. Yep. Here you go. Sardines tomato sauce. This is a great deal. I use this a lot. I haven't figured out how to use this yet, but I have a few cans in my cupboard.
Escargot. Perfectly cooked, high-protein, low-fat, in brine, ready to serve hot. Haven't used that in the dish yet?
No, I got to Google.
Pictures
I
of
gotta
the
Google
can on your
that.
blog. It brings up something I wanted to know, which is how often do you run into an ingredient you see on the shelf at 99.999 cents only stores, and just think, that's a challenge. I got to use that weird thing. It becomes a throwdown to your identity as the 99-cent chef when you see an odd thing, right? You just want to use it.
Well, it's definitely the escargot and Vienna sausage. I made a great dish with Vienna sausages, believe it or not.
Really?
I did a mini corn dog recipe.
Now, listeners, you might know Vienna sausages from your earthquake preparedness kits in elementary school, but you managed to use them in a real legitimate dish.
You know, they're great as a corn dog. I made a great corn dog batter that actually got more compliments than almost any post I've done.
Wow, the Vienna sausage corn dog, the humble Vienna sausage corn dog.
But people were freaked out about it when I served it at a party. But they loved it.
Right, you can't argue with the taste. Now, who makes up your usual testing? How do you road test these recipes? Do you first eat them yourself, but do you have a series of willing guinea pigs, shall we say, who will try these 99-cent recipes?
Well, my number one taste tester is Amy, my wife.
Yes.
But she won't try everything I do.
What won't she try? What does she say no to?
Well, the Vienna sausage corn dogs, that was a line that she didn't want to cross, but she did eventually cross.
What do people object to about them? They just look weird?
Just Vienna sausage.
Oh, it's the tainted brand of Vienna sausage. Not literally tainted, but tainted by association.
But actually, I live in the Village Green, which is a large condo complex. And so I have a lot of neighbors. And just this past St. Patrick's Day or week, they were selling corned beef for $1.29 a pound. And I thought, well, I'm not going to do the typical corned beef. What I'm going to do is make a deli Jewish style corned beef. I was going to make a sandwich with it, and I was going to make a coleslaw to put on it. And so I got these big fillets, hunks of corned beef for $1.29 a pound, and I brined it and corned it for a week. And I got my neighbors, a few of my neighbors, to come over and try it out, and they raved. It was fantastic. And that was one dish that my wife did eat.
Oh, yes. I see we're facing this vast wall of spices, and there seem to be so many possibilities. I think people look at these vast spice walls and think, oh, wow, I wish I could use those. I just don't know how to use them. I mean, what kind of spices come in handy for you here out of this selection of so many? Which are the really versatile ones? You mentioned cumin, but what else?
Cumin, chili powder. That goes with ground turkey or any type of ground meat that you have. You can kind of make like a chili. Add a little bit of sautéed onion, garlic, bell pepper. Chili powder is very good. I like to cook like stir fries. I use a lot of ground ginger. That's a good ingredient to use. Let's see. And there's just a lot of oregano and dried rosemary, Italian herbs, just various Italian herbs that you can mix into your pasta sauce.
Right,
so
right.
I use that a lot.
You can always make a pasta with 99-cent store food, can't you? No matter what, you got a solid pasta going.
Yeah. That's my fallback recipe. Whenever I'm out of ideas, I just what can I do with the pasta sauce and some 99 or some very cheap ingredients.
This is something we can get into more later, but you famously had a John Cassavetes themed pasta. You're a film fan. There was a John Cassavetes retrospective. Listeners, you might know him as the auteur of Shadows, Faces, Killing of a Chinese Bookie, my personal favorite of his, Love Streams, so many movies. John Cassavetes pasta. How?
That was a simple. I was inspired by because he's such an He's a minimalist. What he does is it's all about the actors and just a great little scene. It could be in a kitchen, it could be in a bar. It's just a very simple, stripped down style of filmmaking. So I came up with a pasta dish and using 99-cent ingredients. So
we're looking at them right now. Santa Paula crushed chilies.
Yeah. So for my John Cassavetes pasta sauce, all it was crushed red chilies. It was a little bit of garlic, sautéed, and olive oil, a lot of olive oil. And that just went over spaghetti. It's a fantastic, simple dish, but I thought it matched John Cassavetes' stripped down filming style.
Stripped down,
so
spicy.
That's what it meant to me.
Yes, no, indeed. I totally understand. I see we're in the sunflower seeds now. Almonds, pretzel
California
pieces.
Almonds. This is great in a stir fry. Pistachios, you can ground those up and make a pesto with a little bit of, if you got cilantro or
Right.
if you got parsley or whatever fresh garden veggie you might have or garden herb you might have. Mix up, blend up some a little bit of olive oil and some of these nuts into it, and you have a great pesto.
I feel like hanging next to them, these onion dip powders, these guacamole powders, these cream of potato powders have like secret uses, right? You could flavor things with those or something. These are the kind of things you can repurpose, right?
Yes, you could. I haven't, but you can certainly try.
I'll give it a shot. I mean, I have nowhere near the experience.
And please leave a comment if you come up with something good.
Right. I'll have to take my time. We have salsas, we have pretzels, wasabi peas, banana chips. The list goes on.
There you go. This is great.
What do you do with the sweetened dried cranberries?
Put them in oatmeal. Get a handful, throw them in your oatmeal. When you your favorite oatmeal dish, add some dried cranberries or raisins.
Can you get the oatmeal here at the 99-cent store
yes,
too?
You can.
Ah, fair enough. A classic product, Twisted Mallows, vanilla-flavored marshmallows. There's no possible use for those, right? 99-cent desserts?
You could tie them all together and hang yourself.
Yeah, that's true. If it's come to that, it's come to that, listeners.
See, great people at the 99-cent only store. A gal in a pink striped miniskirt. See, this is what's great about the store.
It's true. You get culinary, visual, experiential
and
appeal.
People watching.
Indeed, yeah. Now that's
okay. Here you go. A whole pineapple.
Wow, look at that.
A whole friggin' pineapple.
What ideas come to your mind when you have a pineapple in your hand? So solid. I'm going to pick one up. That's heavy.
You grill it. Slice it thin, put it on, make like a turkey burger on the grill and put a little bit of, throw a slice of pineapple on with it. Great.
When you're using meats, you're generally using chorizo, turkey, or chicken, right? Beef pushes you over the 99-cent edge most of the time, right?
Yeah, I hardly ever cook with beef. Like I said, for St. Patrick's Day, they had those great hunks of corned beef, and that's probably the last time I'll probably eat beef until the summer when the 4th of July comes around and they have great sales on hamburger.
How often do things change here? The products change, the surprises come by. Is it every time you come you see something different that you might not see next time?
Yeah, it's never the same. They never have the same ingredients.
Even any discernible pattern, or just things always change randomly?
No, there's definitely a pattern. They always have, tomatoes, bell peppers, bananas, apples. They have a lot of, fresh ingredients like week to week. Lettuce, you can usually get lettuce here all the time. Carrots, bags of carrots. That's always here. Just coming by here on a regular basis, I always find a couple of things.
Look at those coconuts. Are those always there?
No, that's actually a new thing. This is the first time I've seen coconuts here.
Well, you got to do something with those.
Is this year? No, it's too new. I haven't figured out something to do with it yet, but I definitely will.
What kind of genre of food would you be using a coconut in, do you think? Is there any broad ideas about what those might be usable for?
Well, it'd probably be some kind of, Oriental style dish, take the coconut, like flake it out, break out the coconut pieces. Maybe something Hawaiian or something, come up with something, like slow cook it with, I don't know, I'll have to figure that one out. But the hard part is opening it.
Oh,
and
yes,
that'll be
of course.
a challenge, because these are whole coconuts. These are not open coconuts.
Right, they don't always make it completely easy for you, do they?
Yeah, I've seen people trying to open coconuts. It's quite an ordeal. Okay, we're at the cold case, the frozen section, which they have a pretty good selection. Let's see what they got.
Now, this reminds me of something important about your blog, is you have reviews of frozen dinners, frozen boxed meals that are photographed in such detail, and comparing the zapped and the unzapped versions. Tell me a little bit about what's important to think about when you're approaching a frozen meal like the ones we're seeing before us here.
Well...
A TV dinner, where they would also know, people would know them as, multiple dishes in one tray, and you pop it into the microwave.
Well, I try to do a variety. I'll try to do something healthy, and then I'll try to do something, kind of trashy. Like
what's a classic trashy?
It would be Banquet. Anything made by Banquet or Swanson. Those are, I don't want to say trashy, but they're, it's... The ingredient list is so long that you can never get to the end of it. It's like reading Tolstoy or something.
Tolstoyan list of additives, listeners. Contessa teriyaki pork.
Contessa is a good brand. They're very small, so I would go from Contessa to Banquet. So that'll give you a good variety.
Contessa up, Banquet down.
Right.
What do you look for that's how to put it, that translates well into the frozen food medium? I mean, what dishes are good, generally speaking, or what does or doesn't survive the transition?
Frozen veggies are pretty good. You get a big package of frozen cauliflower or corn, peas, and actually frozen strawberries, blackberries. Any frozen fruit or veggie translates pretty good into a dish.
What should you avoid? What just never makes it in the journey from the freezer to your microwave to your stomach?
Oh, wow. Some of these frozen pizzas I wouldn't take home with me, or some of these frozen burritos.
Even burritos?
Patio burrito. Well, even for me, that might be something I wouldn't necessarily try. Nah,
the patio burrito is a bridge too far for the 99-cent chef.
Yeah, or pizza bites.
I
mean, that's a bridge too far.
What makes them bites? Oh, I see. Oh my.
Okay, Texas garlic toast. I mean, that's going a little too far for me.
What is a Texas garlic toast? Let me take a look at what this is. Looks just like toast. Is there something that gives it away as being problematic to you?
It's a bright yellow.
Oh, the color. It is bright yellow.
If you could see the box, it's a bright. It's a yellow that shouldn't be there on toast.
Unnatural colors. That's a big warning sign. A bright yellow warning light, huh?
Okay, here you go. Berries. See, this would be very good. I would get this. Fresh frozen blackberries and strawberries. This would
Canyon
be a good
Farms
thing to get.
Berry Blend.
And this would be great in a smoothie. Get this. You get some yogurt. They sell. You can get soy milk here. So those are all the ingredients to a great smoothie in the morning. Some people like the smell of napalm in the morning. I like the.
You like a good 99-cent smoothie, no doubt.
Yeah, I like the taste of a smoothie in the morning.
No, understandable. And considering you could pay $7 for one at a regular sort of Jamba Juice type place,
Yeah, it's you got all the ingredients here. Not a problem. And they always like. I often get you got to add a banana to it. So you get bananas. You can also get fresh fruit here as well. So put that in. perfect. Here's your. You always have carrots.
All the carrots you need, they're right here.
You got baby carrots. You got whole carrots. You got a package of cilantro. You got shredded carrots. You got celery hearts. You got some good salad mixes here.
It's a selection of produce maybe one wouldn't expect at a 99-cent store. That's kind of the main, you would say maybe the main advantage of the specific Southern California 99-cent stores you use as the 99-cent chef is they have actual produce.
Yeah. Compared to regular dollar stores. I have relatives in Texas and Louisiana. I go to the dollar stores there, and they do not have fresh produce. So this is, maybe one day they will. So, they should follow the 99-cent only store templates everywhere.
I see my favorite thing up there, the cactus tortillas, the nopaltia. Are you a fan of these?
Yeah. I did a dish with them once. I don't remember what it is, but I've definitely used them. They're quite tasty.
Oh, yes.
And here you go, wheat tortillas.
For your Easter essentials.
There you go.
Every kind of tortilla you could possibly need. But I like the cactus ones personally.
Southern California, you got to expect that.
That's true. There's a certain necessity. They have ties for sale. I don't imagine they're especially well-crafted ties, but still, you got to admire the spirit. So where are we headed now? Out at post 99-cent store?
Okay, on every Tuesday night or every Tuesday, there's a 99-cent two-piece meal that costs 99 cents. It's my local Popeyes fried chicken. You get it spicy or regular.
Now, it's a good point because, listeners, if you haven't seen the 99-cent Chef's blog, he's not just writing about the 99-cent store, not just about cooking. We mentioned film as a subject he branches out into, but it's also about eateries. It's also about, restaurants or fast food or cheap food or what kind of, when you're not cooking at home, what kind of places do you like to write about?
It's a large variety. I mean, obviously I go for inexpensive places, but, I have a local Hollywood haunt that I go to for tacos. It's Cactus No. 1 on Vine near Willoughby. They make the best they make the best carnitas burritos in town. I really like them. They do a very good job with that. And right near my house here in Baldwin Hills, we're going to go to a two-piece for 99 cents at Popeyes fried chicken. And that's every Tuesday night only, or every Tuesday only.
Now, we just passed under the brand new tracks of the Exposition Line, the Expo Line, the first rail line in, over 50 years to connect downtown Los Angeles to the long disconnected West Side, right?
It's going to be a great day. It's going to open up later this month. It looks crowded here at Popeyes, so I'm just going to pull on the street and we're going to go walk into it.
All righty.
So since I'm from the South originally, and so Popeyes fried chicken is a very it's kind of a flashback. When I go there, I got to get fried chicken from time to time, and Popeyes makes a pretty good version of Southern fried chicken.
Let's do it.
All right.
Having acquired the Popeyes chicken, the $2.99 deal, spicy, of course, we're going to pass back under those expo tracks. And if you're a reader of the 99-cent Chef's blog, you maybe remember that when the Gold Line subway / above ground light rail train opened to East Los Angeles, he had a post about where you could eat near there. And you've got something similar in the works for the Expo Line, don't you?
I have I've done 4 videos of neighborhood inexpensive eateries, and I'm going to put them all into one post. It's been over the last couple of years that I've...
Whoa, that guy is...
in a hurry.
He's in a hurry, we'll say that.
He's in a hurry to eat his fried chicken. He can't wait. So anyway, I have a big post coming up for the end of the month when our train line opens up here, and it's going to be just neighborhood places you can go to when you get off the stop at La Brea and Exposition, or Crenshaw and Exposition, and also when the subway goes the train goes all the way to Culver City. There's a great stop there as well. And for this area, it's going to be this Popeyes. On Crenshaw, there's going to be, here comes some, we should stop.
LAFD coming through.
I made a couple of videos for the Crenshaw and Exposition stop. One of them is 99-cent soul food by Chef Marilyn. And the other place nearby her is Earlez Grille, who does a great hot dog menu. He's been doing stuff in South LA here for over 20 years. So he has, I did a video about his place. And then for the Culver City stop, I did a video about Let's Be Frank. It's a hot dog stand in the Helms Bakery parking lot, and they serve hormone-free, grass-fed beef and pork hot dogs, and it's a fantastic place. They do a really great job with their hot dogs. They're very much like a New York deli style. It's a very, they grind their own beef. She has a purveyor who grinds it fresh, and it's a fantastic hot dog. So anyway, I've done about 4 or 5 videos about the area I live in. I'm going to put them all together because they're all near the train stop, the Expo Line stops.
And when it opens in 2016 in Santa Monica, can we trust you'll have videos for all the neighborhoods, eateries, cheap spots in between?
Yeah. That's in the works right now.
Knowing Los Angeles Metro, though, they'll take their time. So you've got some time.
Yeah. I'll probably have another dozen years before I have to worry about that.
I'm now back in the home of the 99-cent chef, and he's put down an Evil Eye Ice for me. This is straight from the 99-cent store, huh?
Yeah, this is Evil Eye Ice beer. It's actually stronger than regular beer. A few percentages stronger. That's when you see ice on a beer can label. That's what that means.
Oh, it means it's more alcoholic?
Yes.
Okay. It's really it's essential.
Isn't it a great graphic?
It's got kind of blue ninja eyes on it, doesn't it?
It's all black with some evil eyes. It's a bright blue typography script. It's really cool. It's a great design, actually.
Evil Eye, Ojo Malo below that. Spanish translation. Good sound of it. Thank you very much. Evil Eye, listeners, 99 cents. Is this a 99 cent per can?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going the full thing here. We're getting Popeyes 2-piece, 99-cent special, as well as 99-cent Evil Eye beer.
Now, before I really dig into this, let me ask you a little bit about your Cajun heritage and how that affects your food sensibilities, and whether you think that Popeyes is in that light solid fried chicken.
I would rank Popeyes, at the top of the heap. It's right up there with Kentucky Fried Chicken, definitely. It's a more crunchy version, but I think it's just as good. And it's a very good Southern fried style chicken. So, and in terms of Southern heritage, the food, it was very influential growing up in the South. I went to high school in Louisiana, and I realized that you can eat anything, because they eat nutria, they eat crawfish.
And nutria is kind of like a big rat?
I guess you could call it that.
Oh, okay. What is it in more scientific terms, I guess? What does a big rat not capture about what a nutria is?
I guess you could call it it's part of the rodent family.
Oh, sure.
But it's aquatic. It lives in the swamps. And it's a favorite food of alligators. If alligators can eat it, a Cajun can eat it.
That's a good rule. Now, I just tried a little bit of this Evil Eye beer. Not bad. And let's tuck into this Popeyes.
All right.
We should mention the hot sauce is essential.
Yeah. Make sure you put plenty of hot sauce on it.
And after that satisfying 99-cent Popeyes meal, it comes to mind the aspect of urban exploration is so important to the 99-cent chef blog, and one of those elements is you make a lot of videos, especially regarding preparation of the 99-cent chef recipes, but also the series of Restaurant Nocturnes, views of the outside of Los Angeles eateries at night, people coming in and out, the sounds of you talking to the people you find there, or people asking what you're doing there sometimes. And I see it springs from a tradition of work you've done. You've been photographing Los Angeles since you've been here, since you've arrived?
It took, for about the first 10 years, I was just, working for a living as an editor, doing commercial editing, and I moved into camera work. And then, after about 10 years, I got into photography, street photography, following people like Ouija and, all of these great, Robert Frank, all of these, really got into that type of photography. So I've been shooting on the street for about 25 years or 20 years, just doing a bunch of cityscapes. And so my exploration of the city has segued into my exploration of food, and I combine them both. And so, I kind of mix a little bit of fine art into not fine dining, cheap dining, but, I mix it all together. So everything feeds off of each other.
And listeners, there's a whole series of Restaurant Nocturnes you can watch on the 99-cent Chef's blog. And now I'm looking down at some other photographic work you've done. I see the city of L.A., I guess you just call it embossing in the concrete here?
Yeah, this is a series I did. It's just sidewalks. Sidewalks are stamped with a logo that spells out city of and then L period A period. And so I just found all of these great stamps all over Los Angeles, and sometimes there's a painted curb, like a red painted curb, and then right above it or below it, they'll have the stamp that says City of LA, or I'll find a cigarette butt, right there. So it's just kind of like a visualization of what I think Los Angeles is: beautiful and a little bit tarnished.
Right. Now, will I find
a little worse for wear sometimes?
Will I find more of the? Oh, I see. And now you have an eye for the fronts of buildings, for the way that buildings present themselves. I mean, that's the way I'll put it looking through. But you've got a series on psychics. You've got what is this? The Starlit Motel?
The Starlit Motel is right near Warner Brothers in the Valley, and it's this beautiful hotel. It's got a big script lettering on it. A lot of hotels, have a name, and this one is called The Starlit, and it has a big star with a pool logo as part of the facade.
That just seems classic. You'd place that early 60s maybe, or what era?
Yeah, it's probably 50s or 60s. It's it definitely was. It's across from the Warner Brothers lot, so you can imagine that a lot of actors stayed there.
Right. Now, you mentioned the organizing principles you've used to look at and to photograph Los Angeles. It doesn't seem like you've had a hard time keeping it interesting and seeing what there is remaining to be explored even after almost 37 years here, right?
Yeah, I'm interested in street photography. My eyes are always open, and I see, the contradictions and the beauty of the place, and it never ceases to surprise me.
Speaking of contradictions, we have a shot here with the downtown skyline in the background, but right up front, you seem to be behind a field of flowers. What's going on here?
This is at the Echo Park Lake, and and the background is downtown LA, and in the foreground are lotus flowers. Presently, they're cleaning out Echo Park Lake, and they've removed all of the lotus flowers, and they're, I don't know if they're going to come back. Oh. It might be tragic if it doesn't.
This might be the last view of the lotus flowers, potentially. What about, I want to get a sense from you of what about the way Los Angeles looks, the way the built environment of Los Angeles looks. What makes it so distinctive to you? What makes it a city to photograph for you, besides the fact that it's where you live? I mean, what about it stays interesting?
Well, it's the contradictions. The architecture. It's what I'm interested in. It's I'm in the motion picture television business, and there's a great. This is where that all started, and there's a real history to Los Angeles. There's Art Deco. There's modern.
Yes,
there's
yes.
the 50s. There's the 20s. There's silent movies. There's film noir. I see all that in the present day, and I see remnants of that now. And when I see that, it just clicks for me, and I go after it.
You see the past in fragments wherever you look, it seems. I mean, Los Angeles is a city where pieces of so many eras exist together, you might say, so visibly.
Yeah, and all of the communities are interesting. You have Thai Town, you have Koreatown, you have Little Tokyo, you have all these new communities that spring up, in the midst of Art Deco buildings and old Art Deco neighborhoods and old craftsman neighborhoods. It's just this great mix that is always being refreshed and being rebuilt and being adapted, and I don't know, it's just fascinating.
And here we have one of these mid-century low apartment buildings with the cinema kind of majestically written across the front of it. I guess it's the name of the building, the cinema. Where is this?
This is on Cahuenga, right near. It's just south of Fountain.
It's up in the valley.
No. It's in Hollywood.
Oh, it's okay.
It's on
not
Cahuenga,
not even in the
Fountain
valley.
Is it's between Fountain and Santa Monica Boulevard.
Okay. Tell me about the contradictions of Los Angeles. You've mentioned that word a few times. What are the most fascinating contradictions for you?
It's a difficult question.
Right, it's definitely a difficult question.
The contradictions are everywhere, and I just think they're interesting. You have, Los Angeles is really a desert, but it's not. It's green lawns, it's trees, it's artificial, but it really started from a desert. So it's the contradiction is this
its very existence
that isn't really. If you were to let it go, it would disappear. If you didn't water it, it would disappear.
Right, in the sense it's always on the verge of disappear. Oh, I'm struck by this photograph of a painted truck tailgate with the truck itself in the tailgate. It's one of these infinite regression type things where the truck has the mural on its tailgate inside the tailgate mural. I don't know if I'm getting this across to you, listeners, but it's irresistible, isn't it?
Yeah. It's I mean, I'm into graffiti art, street art. I originally come from an art background, and so when I see interesting murals on an automobile, Los Angeles, it goes back to Big Daddy Roth. I mean, there's a whole art and car culture here, and there's L.A. is very steeped in art and interesting art, and so I try to find that stuff and integrate it into what I do as well. So it's it's just reflected in the stuff I do.
Automotive art is naturally a way that culture is expressed here, and I think of the two most obvious, the two most prominent ways you can tap into the culture in Los Angeles are A, the food, and B, the film. I would guess, based on your own pursuits, you might agree with that. Food and film are perhaps the primary lines of culture in Los Angeles that you can get into right now quickly and easily.
Yeah, it's, I got into the film and, into the visual arts first, and now I'm into the food world. And so I'm I try to combine the two.
What are you keeping an eye on right now in Los Angeles in this moment in 2012? The things are always changing here, but what about the city is right now fascinating you, is making you think about Los Angeles?
Well, it's becoming more mobile. They're doing the subway here, so it'll be easier to get around. You don't have to depend on the car so much. What's interesting in
what do you
in
find
LA
yourself
now?
thinking about a lot?
The food culture is just exploding. Like when in the last 5 years, it's incredible how, in the San Gabriel Valley, there's the whole Chinese food culture that's really, the best in the United States right now. It probably rivals any place next to China. And I haven't even explored that yet. So Los Angeles is always reinventing itself. It's always adding things, but it still has a history. And so I'm into both, and that's what's interesting.
It seems like you get a feedback loop between what's going on with the food in Los Angeles generally, what's going on with the film here, and you're able to take those and bring them back to your own projects at home. I imagine you draw no small amount of inspiration from what you eat around Los Angeles, and you take it, you bring it back using sometimes 99-cent ingredients often, and it's a way of taking what you see and what you eat around town and making it your own, is it not?
Yeah. I'm always, looking for a creative way to present food on my blog, and the interesting way that I find to do it is I'll mix a little bit of comedy, I mix a little bit of documentary, I'll mix a little bit of, just local food culture. I'll mix it all together in a big stew, and, I can go anywhere with it. I don't try to do one particular thing, stand behind in the kitchen and just make dishes. I just don't do that, or make, make meals. That's not what I'm about. I don't want to do, stand in front of a stove and just show you how to cook something.
Right.
I mean, that's okay. I'll do that, but I'm going to do a twist on it. I'm going to take you downtown and show you where to get a LA street dog. And then I'm going to bring it home and I'm going to show you how to make one. I'm going to bring you to the fashion district in downtown LA that you would not think would be the home of the LA street dog. They're everywhere there.
They are.
And so little things like that is what I'm looking for, and I try to combine the scene of LA into what I do in the kitchen. But I don't stay in the kitchen. I'll go out and explore the city and bring that on into my food blog. It isn't just about being in the kitchen. When you come to my food blog, you're going to see all of LA, in my little twisted, offbeat way.
Whether it's eating or cooking or exploring or anything, you want to make sure the readers, hopefully I'll be converting all my listeners into your readers, you want to show them that they can do it too, right? You want to emphasize this is all within your reach, right?
Yeah. Anything I do is, I try to create recipes and, try to do videos that are easy to follow and straightforward, and you can adapt it to what you have on hand. You don't have to follow what I do exactly. I'll try to, my wife says that what she likes when I do, let's say, a simple recipe, she'll go, well, you'll say, well, if you don't have this, try that. If you don't have, you can do a little less of this ingredient or a little more, or you can, use something, you can add your own, put your own stamp on it. And that's, I try not to be very, exacting. I like to have a little bit of room to play around, and I want my readers to feel that same way, that, you don't have to follow something exactly, have fun with it, and that's what I bring to my food blogging is I try to bring a bit of fun and a bit of experimentation.
I've been speaking with Billy Vasquez, the 99-cent chef, and where can my listeners find you?
Okay, my blog is the 99-cent chef at blogspot.com.
The 99-cent chef.blogspot.com. Billy, thanks so much for taking the time tonight.
All right. Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you got a good tour here.
Indeed, we all did. This has been Notebook on Cities and Culture, an unusually exploratory episode. I've been Colin Marshall. For more on the cultural creators, internationalists, and observers of the urban scene on the show, visit colinmarshall.org. Thanks. And special thanks to the people backing this season, including Aidan Nullman, Andy Cooney, Ben Bartley, Brian J. Dell, Doubt Us Artwork, Greg Bigelow, Greg Linster, Henry Coronan, Umberto Grant, James Faber, Jonathan McCalmont, Mark Larson, Matt Warren, Mia Muratori, Nicholas Croft, Paul Doyle, Ray McGuire, Rob Montz, Robert Foley, Roberto Medri, Samuel Hansen, Sean Dudley, Small Demons, Stephen Ingles, Steve Himmer, TSD, and Wayne Wright.